the sweat that's all behind me. Grown too strong, I don't go down easy. Living for grace, the best I can. I am a Jesus girl. All the way. You changed my heart. Ooh, fall forward, up and over. If I go, it's only higher. No matter where I stand up, it's always on the Lord's side. 'Cause I've been reading Jesus girl. Hey.
What's up, guys? It's Wednesday, so y'all know what time it is. It's time for the what? It's time for the Wednesday's Word for Women show. Yes, I am so excited. You know your girl is a clip. So I hope that your day actually is flipping along fantabulously. Your week, matter of fact, has been rocking this entire planet. If by some strange circumstance, or just because you just ain't feeling people today, you need a friendly reminder to remember, don't let nobody kill your vibe nor steal your joy. You control your attitude, reactions, and responses. And hopefully you will set the atmosphere wherever that is that you have to be. We don't lower ourselves to them. We make folk come up to where we are. And so, my good people, please have a great day, evening, night, whatever the time is you find yourself peeping this week's show out. So let me get right to it. Okay. I want to talk about, is it profitable? Is it profitable? Profit is a financial term. It means to obtain or an advantage or a benefit, usually from some sort of investment that you made. It's a financial term. But here's the thing. We want our lives and what we do and things that we're involved in to be profitable. It should be being profitable. I talk to a lot of people, and besides the good old question, what's my purpose? Or you know your purpose, but you're just like, well, how do I get there? I don't know. I'm doing, traditionally what I'm supposed to be doing, but I just don't seem to be getting dividends, which is another financial term. But it's like I'm not getting anything. I'm putting out, and I'm just not getting anything back. It's not working. And my question to you and me is always, is what I'm doing profitable? We are a people, sometimes we're just doing things out of convenience. We're doing things out of tradition. That's the way it's always been. We are just out here, just living life by the seat of our pants, just doing things without even thinking about it. So you guys know I am a movie buff. I am a movie buff because a movie buff and a book reader. I ferociously love to read books and watch movies and all that. And it's because as a young girl coming up in the system, many of you know, sometimes I was not in school. I would be, one day they come and I have to move. And so I had to wait to get enrolled in another school in another city. And sometimes they lost my records and couldn't find, those things I needed to get in school. And so sometimes I didn't go to school. But here's what some people did. Some placements that I had, they would give me adult books. I'm talking about, I'm 10, 11, 12 reading V.C. Andrews and Daniel Steele. And back then that was like, oh my gosh, that was so taboo. Like those books were grown people's books. So they gave me these books, hoping that it would engage me, hoping that it will make my mind work and my mind come up. Movies, watching adult movies, hoping that engagement would enrich my mind. It will call my mind up harder as I was watching these adult situations or reading these adult stories. And so I say that to say, it's funny how even back then that was profitable for me. Who knows if I would love to read? Who knows if I would love to people watch? Who knows if I would want knowledge if I hadn't went through that? That's my point. Everything should be profitable to that which you are striving for. And one of my favorite movies, you guys know, is The Karate Kid. Not Will Smith's son. Good movie. I'm not knocking it. Fine. It was good. But I'm talking about the OG, the original one with Daniel-san. Now, here is the meaning of what I mean. Is it profitable? Because it doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be actually the thing, but it should be making you better and teaching you and growing you so that you will be more knowledgeable, more able to handle the thing. So Daniel-san, y'all know the story. He was getting bullied at school in another country, karate, chop chop, and he wanted to learn karate to defend himself. Well, he gets this old guy, Mr. Miyagi, and he agrees, Mr. Miyagi, to train Daniel-san well in karate. Well, he started having him sanding his floor. Then he had him wax on, wax off. Then he had him paint the fence. Then he had him paint the house. And so Daniel-san blows up. And he's like, I came to you, for training. This is not, has nothing to do with, you teaching me karate. You making me your slave. You're just using me. And so Mr. Miyagi says, okay, do the movements of sand the floor first. And so it was big circles sanding the floor. And so Daniel-san happened to do this move. Then he said wax on, wax off, which was counter circles. Then he said paint the fence, do the movements of painting the fence. And so he's up and down. And then it was paint the house, and it was side to side. And so as he started to throw moves at him, Daniel started to block. He started to block. My point is that sometimes what is going to train and equip you may not seemingly be tied to what your goal and your purpose is, but please don't shut down opportunities, because that can be the very thing that is training you, and it will be a muscle memory, and you will know what to do when you get there. Vice versa. If you are involved in things that are not training you, is not profitable for you, my question to you is, then why are you doing it? Like, think about that. Is it profitable? Is what you're doing profitable? Is it? If you cannot see in any way that this is profitable, that it is a gain, a dividend in some kind of way, somehow, then why are you doing it? There comes a time when we have to really evaluate what we are caught up in. One of my favorite scriptures is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 23. And I'm going to read this to you. I'm asking you this because we are our people. You can do what you want to do. You can say what you want to say. We in America, we free. I can do whatever. Yes, that is true. But here's the question. The scripture says, you say, I am allowed to do anything. But I'm saying to you, yes, you're allowed to do anything, but not everything is good for you. You say, I am allowed to do anything. I'm saying, but everything is not beneficial to you. Some of us have to reconcile the fact you're not going to be able to do what everybody else do. We're not knocking. You know what I'm saying? If you want to smoke, puff, puff, you drink and all that do your thing. But you need to ask yourself, is it profitable? Is it advantage to what you're trying to do. And if it is not, you got to cut it loose. You know, people was laughing at, you know, Cat Williams when he said, he was like, you know, smoking weed, he's one that thinks that, you know, it's natural, it's a plant. And I know many people do. I know there's a debate. Is it legal? Is it not? I'm not asking you that. I'm asking, is it advantage? Is it an advantage to you? Is it profitable to you? Because if it is not, if that is something that's going to hinder your job, then boo-boo, you don't need to. If you want to go into a field that is not allowed, then it's not profitable for you. Yes, you can do it, but is it profitable? Is it keeping you from being the best person that you can be? If it's not, fine. I'm not yes or no. I'm saying, is it profitable to you? The question is, well, can I drink? Can I not? Is it profitable for you? Because if you are one that struggles with alcoholism, then it will not be profitable for you. You know what I'm saying? If it somehow negatively affects your life, then of course that's not profitable. Not saying it's right or wrong. I'm asking you the question, is it profitable to you? Is sleeping with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, is that profitable for you? Is being here, being there, going here and going there, is it profitable for you? If it is not, then why, sir, why, ma'am, are we doing it? That's all I'm saying. You can do whatever. Everybody can do. You are free. Even the Bible said you're free to do what you want to do, boo-boo, but just understand some stuff you're doing ain't profitable, and there's always going to be consequences tied to whatever it is we choose to do. And so I asked you, is it profitable or no? If it is not, it don't take nothing to stop our health, our minds, our peace. What I'm doing? Is this person profitable for me? Not saying that you're supposed to, get stuff from people, but is it profitable? If it is draining you, if it is toxic to you, that's not profitable to you, then you need to set up boundaries and perimeters. Never throw anybody away, but you set limitations and boundaries. And if that cannot be met, then hey, you stay over here, I'm over here. I'm gonna love you from afar. Is it profitable for you? Is this relationship building or is it tearing down? Is this relationship pushing me to grow or is it making me stagnant? Those are the kind of things I'm asking you. Is it profitable for you? It ain't nothing if you find that it is not, to course correct, turn the car around and go a different way, or maybe think of another game plan. Staying here, okay, what we're doing is not working, so let's go back to the drawing board and get up another game plan, get up another blueprint for how this thing's supposed to look, how this thing is supposed to run. I'm telling you, y'all, ask yourself, is it profitable? If it's not, why and what are we doing? What are we doing? What are you doing? What am I doing? Because if the goal is to be the best we can be, to wherever we're at, whatever sphere of influence we are in, we're going to have to make the hard decisions. Is this a profit or if it's a loss? And if it is a loss, then it got to get lost from me. You feel me? So you guys be blessed. I pray for you, one of your biggest fans. I see y'all out here doing what you do, rocking this entire planet. Keep it going. Sometimes you just need to evaluate, cut the fat, cut the losses, and keep it pushing to what is profitable. That which is profitable. And as we show up and as we are living life in a profitable way, other people will then be able to get dividends for us. And that's the whole goal, making spaces that we enter better, making it profitable for us being there. If you can say this is not, you need to think about some things. You need to have some hard conversations with thyself. Love you guys so much. Be blessed. It's now time for Ask Pastor Pay. You can either DM me, hit me up in the comments, call me, email me, whatever route it is that you want to ask a question publicly. You would be a guest on the show. I will get you on, or it will be an Ask Pastor Pay hot topic. We are actually going to have a hot topic. Is it okay to take a mental health break and step back, even if there is a lot riding on that decision? So, what do we think? Simone, as you know, exit the Olympics, and Naomi, this is a tennis player, she quit the French Open. And my question that I wanted to throw out is, do you guys think it is a viable thing to pull from some sort of event, or your jobs, or your family relationships? Like, yo, hey, I need a minute. I am in the Midwest, from Detroit, but been raised in the Midwest. And this mindset is, you just get her done. You suck it up, buttercup. It is a majority, Kansas is a majority rural, farming, agriculture. And so hard work, and the consensus is you just, suck it up. Simone, actually, the day before she exited, was pulled because of low performance. So she was pulled from the Olympics. And then she consequently exits the Olympics. Well, Naomi, she didn't do any press junkets or anything. And she says, I am not going to participate in the French Opens. And I mean, the media and people are having field days saying that they don't care what your mental state is. You go, you do the task. That's what you signed up for. If you are in these arenas, if you are involved in this, that, or the other, then you signed up for this pressure, the mental toll that it takes. And to some degree, I do agree. I believe everybody is graced for their space that they take up. I think if you are public, I think you have a little more grace to deal with it. I think that sometimes you are just going to have to push past and encourage yourself. I do believe sometimes people giving up and are weak in some areas that, it's not about how you feel. If you are supposed to do the thing, then you just do the thing. But then on the flip side of that, I do feel that if you're saying mentally, I am not in the space, I can't do this, then you should be allowed, the freedom to say, hey, I can't do this. But my question is, at what cost? Where is the boundary? Because then, there are some people who use it as an excuse not to do the hard things, or they feel that they're having mental issues when it's just, you're going through a hard time. Keep it pushing. You're going to make it. This is growing you and making you stronger. But then there is some where it's like, I cannot do this. And so I just wanted us to think about, before we put our mouths on people, before we call them weak or quitters, to really think about, if someone is having, a hard time mentally, you gotta let them get their mental health together. Like, we have to make room for people to do that. I believe because it's so frowned upon, because it's looked at as a weakness, that's why we have high suicide rates. It's skyrocketing in every sphere of influence. We're the most anxiety-ridden people, the most depressive, the most, just antsy, because we are dealing with mental health issues that, if just given the chance, it's not saying that you're cray-cray or whatever, but you just need a minute to deal with the space you're in. Should we have mental health days at work? Should we do these things? I believe, like, in the long run, it'll be more productive. I'm excited to see if Simone, if she's going to come back supposedly to compete in the individual, she might come back stronger and show us things we've never seen. My point is, though, let's take the stigma, off the mental, health. we have to take that stigma off to give people the freedom to say, hey, I'm struggling. And also knowing the difference of a mental health struggle versus you are in a hard time. And if you just keep going and you get through this, and we'll walk with you through this, this is going to make you stronger. So what do you think about it? Talk amongst you and your girlfriends or guy friends. Let's see if we can make mental health care every day, just like our physical care, an everyday occurrence, and just as important as our physical health in every area. Be blessed, guys. Love you. See you next week.
Jesus, God, away.